Welcome back to the show. Check out these headlines we have for you here. Chamber of Digital Commerce, ladies and gentlemen. Congressman from Nebraska on stablecoins. Citibank, Ripple, Bank of America, Ripple Freight and Trade Alliance. What's going on there? You're going to want to know about it. And Metaco in custody. And Ripple's Fiona Murray, is making waves. We got so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, it's $1.49 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency. The market is off by 0.5%. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We got great stuff today. You're going to love it. 37,800 plus for Bitcoin right now. $2,046 and change for Ethereum. Tether market cap, 89.3 billion plus at the moment. Number 5 spot is XRP at 60 cents at the moment, off by 1.2 on the 24-hour and 1.4 off on the 7-day. Range of price very quickly here. 0.5991 on the bottom and 0.6127 at the top. We're sitting right smack dab at the middle at 0.6048. We'll keep an eye on it here before we get out of here today. But let me tell you, if you haven't taken advantage of it, I don't know how much longer this is going to be extended, ladies and gentlemen. But it's Cyber Monday extended here. At 84% off now, get your golden ticket plus 5 months extra. You get so many things like secure password, like VPNs. I tell you, end-to-end file encryption. This is the kind of layers and protection you want to have online. Do it now and take advantage of this incredible offer by clicking the link underneath the video. And here we see Blockchain Association opening panel for the Blockchain Association Policy Summit. Oh, yeah. We see Mr. Gurwal from Coinbase. We see Mr. Stuart Alderati, Chief Legal Officer from Ripple. Yeah, they're all there. Absolutely. And Craig Salm, too, Chief Legal Officer for Grayscale. Well, I think shadow banning. I knew I was following him. Got to be careful out here on the platform. It's not quite completely open. You know, we know that. Hashtag free DAI, hashtag free Meta Lawman. Let's keep going. I don't want to get my needle stuck. This here from Bullzilla, CKJ Crypto News, where I actually had my first appearance in the crypto space ever on his show. Shout out to him for that. And I didn't even realize at the time that I was going to end up in the YouTube space. I was just very passionate about the space in general. So shout out to him. Congressman Mike Flood, Nebraska Financial Innovation Act. I want you to listen to what he says here about stablecoins because this guy has the depth to get this done. Talking about this, stablecoins. Very important.
I rise today because we are at a crossroads in banking, fintech, and finance.
Give it to him, Mike.
Blockchain is a revolutionary technology that is going to change the way Americans do business. The question today, the one that we have in front of us, is whether we would like America to lead that change or let somebody else take the reins. We are planning on marking up 2 bills next week in the Financial Services Committee. One on digital assets market structure, and the other on stablecoins. I'm going to focus my remarks today on stablecoins.
Check it out.
I am not new to this subject. In the Nebraska legislature, I wrote and passed a bill that allows for banks in Nebraska to issue stablecoins, state-chartered banks. This is an issue that I have worked on and care about for years. Since 2017, stablecoins have grown to $130 billion in market cap. That's the size of a multinational institution like Deutsche Bank. We are not dealing with a theoretical conversation about stablecoins here.
There you go.
Stablecoins have already arrived. Whether you like them or not is irrelevant. They are here. And the question of the day is how to regulate them, not whether to regulate them at all.
There you go right there. And what a rarity it is to hear a congressperson be able to express that they have deep knowledge in this area. And this is not a matter of whether we have some hypothetical conversation, because the very real conversation continues here with the Chamber of Digital Commerce. Shout out to Perry Ann Boring and Cody Carbone over there. It is imperative that America's national defense strategy leverage blockchain technology to counter illicit financial activities. That is why in our latest letter, we are urging Congress to include digital asset legislation in the National Defense Authorization Act. This could be very big to tuck this in a big bill like this, including legislation such as H.R. 4766, the Clarity for Payment Stablecoins Act, H.R. 2969 and S1340 Financial Technology Protection Act will not only advance financial innovation, but also America's economic and national security interests. Digital asset legislation could also stabilize the U.S. dollar's reserve currency status. That's how big this is. Providing digital, borderless alternative payment can help to reduce reliance on other countries. To be a leader, the U.S. must set clear digital asset regulations, creates innovation and investment, and ultimately leads to a forward-looking economic foundation. No doubt about it. Incorporating digital asset legislation into the NDAA lays the groundwork for a more secure, technologically advanced national security strategy, because it is a national security issue. Now, want to shift gears to this conference right here, where we're going to hear the gentleman from Citibank. And I'm not playing the whole thing so you can breathe a sigh of relief, but you need to hear what the gentleman from Citibank says right here.
International standards. We've talked a lot about legal and regulatory pathways to interoperability. Tony, I want to turn to you on your thoughts on legal harmonization for models going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I think referring back to my previous comments, the fundamental overlay needs to be an FMI, because the problem that we're trying to solve in DLT is legal finality of settlement. And that's something specific, which is best achieved within an FMI. And also drilling into, again,
legal finality and settlement. I just need to say this. This is obviously Tony McLaughlin from Citibank or Citigroup, and legal finality and settlement. And he's referring to FMIs, financial market institutions. They want control.
And the question of what is DLT actually good for? You know, what it's, just get by an analogy. Imagine that you're trying to organize a dinner party with 10 people. Is it easier to organize that dinner party through email or through WhatsApp? It's easier to organize through WhatsApp, but why? Because everyone knows the current state. And in today's financial system, everyone doesn't know the current state. Because in the world, there are 20,000 institutions sending messages to each other essentially through secure email. So what we really want to get to is a place where banks and other financial, banks and non-banks can transact with each other and settle with each other with the state being unequivocal and unambiguous within a legal framework provided by an FMI.
There you have it. Non-banks and banks settled from a financial market infrastructure provided. Right? There you have it. Now, what's interesting about this is if you'll go all the way back here, 2021, Citibank extends partnership with Ripple-powered Valentes Volpe. Things are lining up, ladies and gentlemen. And then I want to remind you of this. Chad Steingraber here shared this because it was out for a while and then it got pulled and it went away. Finally, the press release that was jointly published by Bank of America and Ripple on accident back in February of 2020, it's all but been scrubbed from the internet. Here's a screenshot. Save this particular tweet because this might get banned. They get the ban hammer right here. Yeah, shout out to Chad for bringing this one back. This goes all the way back to 2020. The Bank of America announced it has joined Ripple's global blockchain payments network, RippleNet, to power instant global payments using blockchain technology to make cross-border payments instant, cheap, and reliable. I think we know the rest of it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. At Bank of America, we embrace innovative opportunities that allow us to deliver unparalleled customer experience, said Fiyaz Ahmad, the Global Transaction Services head. At Bank of America, technology has changed the expectation of customers when it comes to speed, visibility, reliability. Introducing RippleNet allows us to address the evolving needs of our customers. This is all the way back to 2020, right? This is important. Then we have this, Paul Zalai, I think it's Zalai, that's how you say it. Nevertheless, from Freight Trade Alliance over in Australia. Now, this gets Ripple into some new areas other than just remittances, cross-border payments. This is in trade, freight and trade. This is enormous, trillions and trillions of dollars worth of market right here to capture. Take a listen to what he says.
A recent post, which I commented on your LinkedIn, which is this payment systems that you had a session with Ripple.
Ah.
Tell me about it. I mean, like, Paul Zalai, Ripple. I was like, how did these two come together?
It's a really good question. And all this blockchain stuff and all of I don't get it. I'll be the first to admit it. But I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
My 32-year-old son, who's a bit more savvy to all of this stuff, he put his hard-earned dollars in buying some shares in Ripple. So, and he doesn't part with his money easily. In fact, he'd rather buy these shares and pay the money he owes back mum and dad, which I wasn't really impressed about, but that's another story. But that sort of made me stand up and take a little bit of notice.
Right.
And again, I'm not an expert on it, but I understand. They approached us some time ago. But at the time, they were battling some legal battle in the US.
Yes.
And our position to them was, look, come back to us once that's sorted out, because you only get one chance at a first impression. And if this court case doesn't go well for you, it wasn't good. So anyway, they got a good result in the US court case. And they approached us again. And look, we're going to have a bit more of a look at it. I'm not going to claim to be an expert on it, but we may look to promote their product. And again, it'll be buyer beware. We'll say to our members, look, here's this new technology. From what I can understand, it can generate real-time transfer of payments.
Yes.
And they seem to have a lot of checks and balances in place. At the briefing that I was at where I did that post, there was a lot of representatives from the major banks that were very interested in it. So it is a real thing.
That's right.
But how that translates to meaningful solutions for our members, we'll only understand that in a bit more time.
But you know what? They're doing it. And that's exciting to me because this is a whole nother area of freight and trade that is going to explode. And I bet you Ripple is going to be extremely successful in that area, and not just Australia. Very excited for that. Then we have just a quick clip here from the one and only Adrian Treccani here, CEO of Metaco, recently acquired by Ripple. Take a listen to this.
Last decade has been extremely informative in how a world which was designed for full decentralization and effectively the absence of professional custody is starting to reconcentrate around regulated providers. For good or bad, we can debate, of course, if it's a good thing. In the context of the discussion today, I think we're obviously focusing on the idea that there are centralized regulated institutions which will be managing, hundreds of trillions of dollars worth of assets in the future. But we can keep in mind that the world has not been imagined this way for blockchain, and there's been a period where we all thought we would have these assets on our mobile phones and would not need to have such professional solutions.
That's how quickly the market can change. But we all have known this. We've been having conversations about this endlessly on this channel. We are going to have a mirror image of the traditional markets, like it, don't like it, in order to move forward, in order to see the hundreds of trillions of dollars worth of assets move into this space into the future. It's not going to just be something that's on your phone. You're going to have a legitimate custody solution. And you know what? Metaco is one of them. And I couldn't be more excited for it. Now let's take a look at this. This is somebody who's been making a splash pretty quickly out here. It is Fiona Murray, head of sales in the APAC region, Singapore. Fiona has since been promoted to VP of APAC sales and continues to drive bold innovation across the region. This is exciting. Shout out to Fiona. She's the one that we covered yesterday, showing that there is more than 500 partners now and growing under Ripple. And we've been sued for the last 3 years, and it still continues wrongfully, I might add. But let's take a look at this in the latest clip that we have here of Fiona laying it down. and she is going to give some examples of just how and who the adoption of blockchain and tokenization is working with here. Take a look.
Blockchain is already being adopted around the world, not just us saying this. Some recent examples include NAB, who've launched their own stablecoin. Big banks like JP Morgan and DBS in Singapore are also taking significant steps to leverage this technology. And non-banks like Grab, which is a super app and Asia's equivalent of Uber, are also taking steps to adopt blockchain technology, this time around loyalty and rewards. So the applications of the technology are manifold.
And you see LSE, right? Group draws up plans for blockchain-based technology. London Stock Exchange, LSE. Yeah, that one. Yeah. How about this? Nike Ant Chain Alliance. How about that? You know, again, this is the example here that Fiona is giving to the people that she's speaking to. It is not just Ripple doing this. This is happening en masse. And we are going to see a paradigm shift not too long in the future here. And when we do, there will be a flood of hundreds of trillions of dollars that will need that foundational layer of custody solution from the likes of like a Metaco or a PolySign or some other company that provides a qualified custody solution. And then we're going to need stablecoin legislation, which will open up the use to banking when it's done correctly. And banks instantly move to 24/7, 365 the day that goes down. That will be very exciting. And you can't even imagine what will pop off at that point, because there will be so many different new settings and parameters and use cases that it will be just like the birth of the internet. And we can't even imagine. We could have never guessed that Uber would have come out of the early days of the internet back in 1995, right? So very exciting times for us. Now, I hope you will join us for exciting videos, no Google ads inside the Freedom Zone. And by the way, we have a new special for the DPMG. Go look at that link underneath the video for the benefits there. Just had an amazing call last night. We do a private call every week. Huge library, an incredible mastermind community there. And the Freedom Zone is free with the DPMG membership. And today we're going to be jumping into Elon Musk, ladies and gentlemen, and so many other topics just outside of what we talk about on crypto, because it is the Freedom Zone. And that's what we can do in there. And you're missing out if you're not joining us for almost a cup of coffee. The cost of a cup of coffee. Honestly, and if you're going to Starbucks, it's less than that. So join us in the Freedom Zone. Cost almost nothing. You won't believe what's going on in there. We're having a great time. And you got a full access to private Telegram as well to the Digital Perspective group. That is really an amazing opportunity and conversations going on there as well. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I'll catch all of you on the next one.